this episode of Premier Interschools, we bring you the big one. And this year, the stakes could not be higher as the old foes, PAARL and PAARL boys, lock horns at the Forest Street Stadium, live on Supersport.
Prepare for that combat. The end is where it begins. Everything in that game that you win back. Brace for the impact.
Palpable.
Brace for the impact. You catching that contact. Brace for the impact.
This is a battle that has been waging for over 100 years. It's a battle that divides the town into the blue, white and blue in the south and maroon, green and yellow in the north, even down to the coloured donuts available for the fans. PAARL was the first of the two schools to be founded in 1858 and is one of the few co-ed schools playing rugby at this level. With 1,100 boys and girls, half of whom are boarders, at first sight Khim could be underestimated as a force in rugby. That would be a mistake. The famous Khimmy Guts is deeply rooted in the first team, and the school regularly ranks in the top 5 rugby schools in the country. Headmaster Eddie Bateman reflects on the importance of setting a standard of sportsmanship on the day.
Spesifiek op die Saterdag is dit baie belangrik dat ons ook vir die gemeenskap al buite wys dat ja, ons vat mekaar aan tussen die 4 lyne van die veld. Maar na die tyd en voor die tyd ook is ons vriende, dis seuns wat saam met mekaar kuier ensovoorts. Daarom is dit belangrik dat ons ook ons prosesie voor die tyd het, waar ons albei spanne geluk wens en waar ons dan ook net vir die gemeenskap wys, kyk, dit gaan nou vandag oor 'n wen of verloor, maar dis nie die einde van die wêreld.
There are a number of rugby legends who learnt their craft on the fields at Khim. Of the 30-odd Springboks the school has produced, one can include names like Jan Pickard, Skalkberger Sr., Kobus Visser, Bali Swart, Peter Rousseau, De Wet Barry, Marius Joubert, Skalkberger Jr. and Jean de Villiers and André Pollard. Louis Schroeder, Jacques Vermeulen, Grant Williams and Kobus van Wyk are at the Sharks. Jacobi Adriaanse at the Lions and André Pollard leaves for Montpellier in France after 6 years at the Bulls. J.D. Schikkeling and Ernst van Ryen are currently at the Stormers. And Ernst's brother, Marco, is in the second row of the Khim first team.
No, all in all, it was a massive occasion, but unfortunately we lost that day in 2015. So, yeah, it was quite disappointing. Looking back on it, massive privilege to have been able to play there. I think it's a great opportunity for any young schoolboy.
For the first team coach, himself a former Springbok and Khimmy old boy, it's important to prepare the boys mentally, playing in front of a crowd that is larger than at some Newlands provincial matches.
Ja, dit is 'n ongelooflike groot wedstryd. Dit is eintlik baie moeilik om seuns voor te berei vir eintlik wat daai dag gaan gebeur. Ons het dan 'n hele paar groot wedstryde al gehad van die jaar, maar interskool is uniek. Ek dink die voordeel wat ons het omtrent 7 of 8 spelers in die span wat laas jaar ook op 'n spesifieke dag gespeel het, so hulle weet wat om te verwag. En ek dink op die einde van die dag is om op die klein dingetjies te fokus en nie te fokus op die goed van die veld af nie. Wat nie maklik is nie, maar dit sal ons strategie wees.
Khim has beaten all this season bar one, Grey College. It's a remarkable achievement, and they go into PAARL Interschools against an opponent with a virtually identical score sheet. For the matrics in the team, it will be the last time they pull on the Gim first team jersey.
So op daai dag is dit die laaste keer wat ek die gimtrui om my kop gaan trek en die laaste keer wat ek saam met my broers op daai veld kan stap as 'n eenheid. Dit gaan 'n baie emosionele dag wees, maar ek dink as ons saam staan as broers hierdie jaar, kan dit maak gebeur.
Ek dink as ons die laaste keer die matrieks gaan nou die laaste keer in die gimtrui speel en as ons daai trui oor ons kop trek, gaan jy maar net dink wat so voorreg dit was om vir 5 jaar in die trui te kon speel en om vir PAARL Gim te speel. En ek dink ons gaan net nader kom as broers en saam speel om PAARL Gim en die 160 jaar tradisies trots te doen.
Om my gimtrui vir die laaste keer oor my kop te trek gaan net 'n onvergeetlike gevoel wees. Dit gaan die laaste keer wees wat ek in 'n gimtrui gaan speel en dit gaan net vir my die wêreld beteken. Al die jare se harde werk, bloed, sweet en trane kom nou af tot die laaste game toe. So ek wil net my alles los op die veld sodat ek nie kan terugdink of wat ek nog kan doen nie.
Not only are both schools a carbon copy in this season's results, but the odds are also evenly stacked in the history of this derby. Over the last 8 years, they've both had 4 wins and 4 losses, so the stakes are high indeed. PAARL Boys High was founded 10 years after PAARL Gim in 1868, and so began a century-long rugby rivalry. The boys in the Blue Blazers also have a long and venerable tradition, with a network of old boys that spans the globe. Headmaster Derek Swart sees rugby as just one of many tools that the school uses to instill a set of values in the boys.
Not only rugby, but every little thing that we do here is an extension of exactly that. We always say that the main focus of the school is producing a young man who understands that it's his job to make a positive difference in a negative world. And in that process, we see everything else as tools. So everything else must be arranged in such a way that those values that we adhere to in this whole process is also displayed there.
The school has produced 21 Springboks to date, including the legendary Mannetjies Roux, former captain Corné Krige, winger Karel Du Plessis, Guthro Steenkamp and Frans Malherbe. Current provincial players include Salman Murat, Espie Marais, Jean-Luc Du Plessis and Paul de Wet at the Stormers and Rono Smith at the Sharks.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to be matric in 2016. Luckily that year we were victorious, and what I clearly remember is just simply it was the best time of my life, I guess, especially in high school. I mean, it's any schoolboy's dream to play there. And it's really a great platform and stepping stone for any PAARL boys or PAARL Gym boy that day. And yeah, it was just a great occasion and definitely something I remember for the rest of my life.
For coach Peter Engeldo, it will be his first interschooler experience, and he's going to focus on preparing the boys mentally for a game of such stature.
Yeah, it's a big one. It's also my first inter-school, so it's pretty special. I think just obviously relying on some of the staff members who've got vast experience. I think that's the first thing. But for myself, it's to keep the boys relaxed and focused and to make sure that we don't put too much added pressure on them. I think just the expectations from both schools is quite large. So we want to go about doing the things that we do well, focus on those and try and keep it a good week, a fun week, and handle the pressure on the day.
As with Gim, Boys High also have the single loss to Grey College and have played against and beaten many of the same opposition, scoring nearly 400 points this season. Like Gim, they come into this game as experienced campaigners at the end of the season.
Ja, ek dink dit is altyd goed om te weet dat jou oppositie sterk is en nooit hulle te onderskat nie. Veral nie op so groot geleentheid soos interskole nie. Ek voel dat hulle 'n goeie seisoen het sover en ons is reg vir die challenge. Ja, ek voel dat die jaar se interskole meer as enigiets sal beteken vir ons en ek seker daarvan die 15 broers wat saam op die veld gaan definitief dieselfde voel en ons sal alles op die veld los.
Ja, ek dink daar gaan baie emosie in dit gaan vir die laaste wedstryd want 12 jaar van skool rugby, dis net 'n amazing gevoel om vir hierdie skool uit te draf. En vir daai bash te speel om voor 30,000 mense uit te draf en net weer aan skool vir die laaste keer te sing op daai veld beteken iets besonder vir my. So dit gaan baie emosie in dit wees.
Yes, it's strange to think probably my last schoolboy game I've been playing 4 years, 5, I can say 12 years of schoolboy rugby. It's been an amazing journey, and to think of this being the last one, I'm obviously just going to give my best, and it's going to be some emotion to it, but I don't want to think about it, it's going to take it like it comes.
Yeah, yes, Interschools gives you so much goosebumps every time you just think of it. So I think it's very important, the mental game, to be strong and to do it from the beginning. En ons moet dan konsentreren om van die begin af niet te focussen op wat voor jou belangrijk is en niet te denken aan al die andere mensen niet, maar te concentreren op wat je doel is en daarop te focussen.
Not only is PAARL Interschools the biggest schools rugby game on the planet, but this year it's set to be one of the cracker schoolboy games of the decade. You're going to see rugby played at a really high standard, with total passion, pride and commitment. It's got all the ingredients for a truly memorable schoolboy rugby encounter. So if you're in the Cape this weekend, make your way down to the Forest Street Stadium in PAARL for this unforgettable schools rugby derby.
Yes boys, baie sterkte vir julle game teen boys uit die jaar. Ons weer is 'n grootte, sal definitief wel wees om julle te ondersteun en ek dink ja, dit is net 'n voorreg en 'n eer. Gaan uit, gaan geniet dit, gee julle beste en wat ook al gebeur, ek is trots op julle.
Just go out, enjoy the moment, make the most out of it, and definitely I can say from experience that it's definitely the best time of my life, and go out and enjoy it.
Watch PAARL versus PAARL Boys in Premier Interschools Rugby this Saturday, live on SuperSport.